Hey, everybody. All right, thanks for joining me. Welcome to Drawing Along with Kyle T. Webster. That's me, for better or for worse. I'm glad you're here to join me today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some drawing. We're going to play some drawing games, and maybe even give you a little tip about how to draw something a little bit better. And let's get started, okay? Because yes, it's hard to be in the house all day and looking for things to do, and drawing is one of the greatest things you can do to just pass the time and have some fun. So let's roll on into it, okay? All right. All right, so to get things started, I thought it'd be fun to do a little drawing together, okay? So if you have a pencil or a pen or a crayon or a marker or even a stick dipped in ink, it doesn't matter. We want to try and do a little simple drawing exercise that I think you'll all enjoy. And here's what you do first. You just draw a line, just like that, okay? And then you draw a big curve like that. Okay, you with me so far? All right, next, watch this. Just draw a big loop like that, starting in one corner and ending in the same place. And then you do the same thing on the other side. So we go up and out and back, just like that. It doesn't matter if these are exactly the same size. It doesn't matter if they're drawn at the same angle. Not important. Now just draw a line from somewhere near the top of the curve straight down to that point where it meets that larger curve you first drew. And then, you guessed it, draw the same thing on the other side. Okay, how are we doing? Not too difficult, right? All right, ready? Now, I want you to just take 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Same thing on this other side here. 1, 2, 3. I wonder if anybody knows what this is. All right, here we go. Draw a line in like that, a little curve, touching one side of that arc you drew at the beginning and ending at the straight line that you drew, the very first thing you drew. Same thing on the other side. Okay? And then draw up like that, and then up like that. All right, let me know if I'm going too fast, folks. I'm looking at the chat, make sure nobody says woof. All right, ready? Remember those 3 lines we did a minute ago? Same thing, but smaller. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now up at the top of that arc that you drew, draw 1 bump here and 1 bump there. Okay, I bet you're figuring this out, right? And now 1 little circle there, a little dot, another little dot right there. And finally, there's a smile. And you got a frog. Look how easy that is. And it's a happy frog. Now, if you don't want to make him happy, look what you can do. You can just draw a big line like this all the way across, and then a line underneath. That makes him look a little less excited. But I think we'll stick with a happy frog today. Just like that. You can go all the way across if you want. You could even do this. Now it looks like he's smiling. And you could do something like this, which is totally wrong, because as far as I know, frog don't really have teeth like that. But it looks funny, so leave it there. Maybe he had a little altercation or argument with another frog, and this happened. He's missing a tooth. But he doesn't look too upset about it. All right, so that's the You Draw It section of our little gathering today. And you could draw this as a doodle anywhere you like. Change the shape a little bit, squish it, stretch it, and see what other kind of animals you might be able to draw with this same kind of thinking, right? Really simple shapes. I like that. All right, now I want to try a little something called Fooled Ya. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We'll just slide Froggy over here. And I'm going to draw a little shape here, and I want you to guess what it is. Okay, here we go. All right, up and across. And then here it comes. Here's the big clue. There. So here's my question to you. What are we looking at? What is that? I'm looking at the chat, see if anybody knows. Oh boy, somebody had suggested I put eyelashes on that frog. I think that's a great idea. While I'm waiting to see if anybody can guess what I just drew, I'm going to add those eyelashes because that's a really fun idea. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Shark. I think that's a pretty darn good guess. Sailboat. Another good guess. Half a sunset? That's a funny one. I like that. Okay. Well, I'll show you what it is, okay? Now, sometimes when you draw something, you have to look at it from a different angle, right? So, I'm going to take my paper. Working digitally, but still, same idea. And I'm just going to flip it upside down. Okay. And let's take a look at this, because I'll bet you didn't guess what this really was here. And I'll show you. Okay. Wonder if anybody's figured it out now. Probably not. I'll keep going. Okay. I wonder if you figured it out now. All right, well, I don't know. It should have been obvious to some of you folks, but this was just a pig doing ballet. See? And I thought when I first drew it, somebody would absolutely get that, but maybe not. You got to think a little differently, right? Look at that. There's a nice little tutu, a leotard, and we could put a little scribble here to make it look like this pig is jumping off the ground. So, hey, if you guessed that, good for you. I didn't see it in the chat, but yeah. Oh, yeah, ballerina, that's right. All right, so why don't we turn our paper right side up again. And we're going to take that pig and we're going to slide it over here. Like so. And then I'm just going to make everything I drew a little smaller. And just tuck it up here in the corner. Okay, folks, now, this is an interesting part of the day. I want you to use your imaginations. I want you to think of an animal, and then I want you to think of an activity, or a sport, or a game. That shouldn't be too hard because we just did a pig dancing ballet. And if you have some ideas, I want you to throw them in the chat. Because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to see which requests I get and try and see if I can put something together for you that would be an interesting drawing. Now, I did this yesterday with a group of really cool kids who actually are the children of some of my coworkers. And they had some pretty sweet ideas. So I'm hoping that you all can come up with something as good. The funniest one we came up with yesterday, I have to say, was, and excuse me for saying so, a farting unicorn. So just so you know the tone we're taking here, everything's really fine with me. I'm going to draw it, okay? We had a skateboarding chipmunk, and we had a dancing flamingo, and we even had a sheep doing some farming work. So lots of pretty fun stuff. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, I love the tiger skiing. Panda playing tennis. I love that too. Rhino playing football, soccer, dog swimming. I don't know, Anna, I think I have to go with what you did. A giraffe doing the limbo. These are fantastic ideas. Maybe I have to draw more than one. Gosh, I don't know if we have time. All right, I'll tell you what. I think I'm gonna have to do the tiger skiing to get things started. So let's look at how I would build a drawing like that. I want you to see how an artist works when they're using a sketch and then drawing on top of that sketch. Sometimes when you want to draw something, you think, well, where do I start? Well, the good news is you don't have to start with the perfect lines right away. For example, I'm going to use a little lighter color here. And if I want to draw this tiger skiing, one thing I can think about is, let's see, what are the simplest shapes I can come up with to make this work? And I want to use big shapes first. I think I want to first start with giving the tiger a sort of a hill to go down. That's not too hard, right? And then I want to think, well, how big do I want my tiger to be? So I think I want the tiger to be about this big overall. That's the whole tiger, body and everything. Body, head, arms and legs. Now, once I'm looking at this, I can say, well, how much of that big egg that I just drew, how much of that big circle is going to be the tiger's head? Well, I think about maybe that much. And I want him to be leaning forward as he's skiing. So I'm going to have his body come back this way. Okay. And then I want to think about his legs bending at the knees. This is going to be a tiger that's sort of a humanoid tiger, okay? So let's see. I'm going to crouch him down and have the legs kind of bend like that. Okay? Now what about the arms? You ever see a skier when they're going downhill, they tuck their arms up like this? Well, let's see what we do there. Tuck it back and down. Tuck that arm like that. And for the hand, I'm not going to get fancy. Look, all I do is just draw a circle about the right size. Okay, see how this works? Okay, so you've got the head of the tiger, you got the body. Tigers have tails. So I think I want to throw that tail out the back there. Something like that. How are we looking so far? Pretty good. Put that other leg back there. And the skis are just pretty straight, right? Try and get them about the right length, more or less. That feels okay to me. And I'm going to make this tiger wearing poofy big ski pants. Maybe even like a jumpsuit. That'd be kind of fun, huh? Kind of like a ski suit. You ever see those ski suits that have overalls? Well, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe he even needs a little sort of a hat. I don't know. Do we have a lot of detail in this drawing right now? No, we don't. We just have some ovals and a few curved lines, a couple of straight lines, but so far not a lot of detail. I'll make this a little bigger so you can see it. Now I want to think about, what does a tiger's head look like from the side? Well, honestly, I'm no expert. So what I'm going to do is just kind of do some guesswork here. I'm going to put an ear about there. And I'm going to put an eye about there. And I'm going to give him a snout. Right? Kind of looks like a bear right now. Maybe it will be a bear. I think what I need to do now is add that scruff that tigers have, that white scruffy stuff right here. It's kind of like a beard of a tiger, right? Once I add that, it might be a bit more tigerish. That's a word, look it up. Tigerish. Rhymes with licorice. I think that's going to be good enough for me right now. So there's that tiger head. Make that tiger nose. And there's that tiger scruff. And I'm going to give him poofy sleeves, big poofy sleeves. And he's going to be holding those ski poles. That's what I forgot to draw, the ski poles. What's the angle of the ski poles? Are they parallel with the skis? It could be, but I think I'm actually going to make them go up like this. What do you think? Move this over here so I got some room. I like that. I like them going up. Another arm back there. Another ski pole back there. I'm no skier, but I know they have those little circles in the back. I don't know. Any skiers out there, help me out and tell me what those are called? Let me know. A chameleon playing hide and seek. Oh. Koi. I should have looked at that one earlier. Well, Koi, you're my friend, so I can always draw that for you and send it along in email. All right, what do you think? So that's how we build a sketch. Now, since I used a lighter color, I'll make that just even lighter. And now what I'll do is I could take a marker or a pen, right? And I can draw over the sketch. So at home, what you can do is use a pencil and do your sketch. And then you can take an eraser and you can just gently erase over it so it's very faint and very light on the paper. And then you can take a pen and then you can more confidently draw the thing you were thinking about because you've given yourself a nice starting point, right? So let's go back to that darker color I was using, okay? And now I can really go for it. I can make a line like that and say, yeah, I know these proportions are going to be pretty good, right? There we go. Okay, how's that? Now, if I had just started drawing with no plan whatsoever, I think I would have had a hard time getting these lines in the right place on my paper, okay? But because I started with the sketch, it's not so bad. Can I tell you a secret about drawing straight lines? You know, sometimes it's better to draw them fast than to draw them slowly. If you try and draw them slowly, what happens is they kind of get a little wobbly. But if you draw them fast, you have more control. It's a little artist secret for you. All right, let's carry on here. Big loop there. And then cut these little folds, right? Let's get that tail coming out. Okie dokie. I like that. Ski boots. Simple. I'm not going to use anything fancy here. I'm just doing simple shapes. Now that head. Oof, this is intimidating. You know what? If it isn't perfect, I know we'll still be friends, right, guys? Right, guys? Guys? Cold. All right, now I'm nervous. Well, let's see what I can do. I'm going to give him a big fat tiger nose. Go up and out. And maybe he's not really confident as a skier, so he's going to look a little alarmed. Like that. Hey, you know what I just realized? Don't tigers have sort of like a scruffy kind of a goatee shape in the front there? Let's do that. That looks so much better. Sometimes I remember things. All right, let's get that tiger ear there. There we go. Where do tigers have stripes? I don't even know. Something like that, right? You can make it up. It's a drawing. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I just thought of something funny. What if his hat is kind of flying off in the wind like that? What do you think about that? I like that better. You can even draw a little line there to show that it's whoop, flying off his head. Let's throw that other arm back there. And I think we're almost done, right? Oh, I forgot to add stripes on the tail. I know all the animal experts get on me about that, so got to make sure I do it right. See those straight lines? What am I doing? Going fast, right? Fast. Makes it easier. And remember that hill I drew originally? Watch this. I'm going to make him flying just a little bit off that hill. All right, now look. I hide the sketch. You can do that by erasing, right? Erase your sketch. Maybe make this line a little thicker here, a little thicker here. And we have a tiger going downhill. Yikes! Yeah. Shouldn't ski the black diamonds first time, buddy. But we all have lessons to learn. All right. You know what else I could do? If I color the inside of the hat a little bit like that, it makes it more obvious that we're looking in an area that has some shadow in it, right? And it gives it more dimension. So that's pretty fun. Well, I think it might be soon time for an art tip. But before I do that, let me just check in on this chat again. Lots of nice comments. Oh, thank you very much. Wow. A turtle sliding on its shell down the hill. That's funny. Wonder if I could even do that. He'd have to be upside down, right? You're talking about an upside down turtle, Tim? I wonder. Amanda says he's regretting that black diamond advanced downhill path. Yes, we're on the same page, aren't we? Okay. So let's move our little tiger friend over here. And you know, if you had some crayons too, you could color it. And one of the things I like is to do a coloring job that isn't so detailed. What if you just use a little orange? And I think for this, I might use a different brush here. What if we just put some orange in there? Just like that. And nothing else. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Just to use one simple color. All right. So before we wrap things up, here's a little art tip for you. Did you know, folks, that your eyes are actually located in the center of your head? Look at this. Here's an egg shape for a head. A lot of people, they draw eyes up here, but they forget that we have a lot of space in the forehead. So think about this next time you draw a head. Stick the eyes more or less in the center. And that gives you plenty of room for the forehead and the hair, which I know a lot about, as you can see. So there's your tip for the day. Stick eyes in the center of the head. And I think you'll find that a lot of your drawings improve. Well, folks, I hope you had fun. And I sure had a good time hanging out with you, doing some drawing. And I think next time I'm going to teach you a little game I like to call the doodle game. Maybe you're already familiar with it. But we'll check in with you soon. And we're going to be doing a lot of these. So bring the family, bring your friends. If you have suggestions for things, go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter. I'd love to hear what you think. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.